provided by Wells Fargo. Our support of Aggie students goes beyond just banking. By supporting News 22, we're giving back to the community. Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far.
Tonight on News 22.
Mayor Ken Miyagishima says Las Cruces is making progress. We'll review his State of City address.
Shelby Cap takes us to a local restaurant with a heart for giving.
And Shelby Montgomery gives us an inside look at NMSU's LGBT program.
All that and more on News 22 Wednesday.
Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Andres Valle.
And I'm Selena Madrid.
Mayor Ken Miyagishima says the future of Las Cruces is bright.
I was at City Hall today where he delivered his annual State of City address. Take a look. Mayor Ken Miyagishima said ever since he was a little boy, he dreamed of becoming the mayor.
I have a lot of fun dealing with our public, members of our staff, and just being able to solve problems and hopefully do the best we can to make this the best community possible.
For his speech, he made sure to invite students from Central Elementary School to show them what the city is all about and what it has to offer. Central Elementary Principal Susie Hendy says it's important we educate our youth.
Our kids need to know what role they will be playing in our community.
The mayor talked about the highlights and the successes of the past year.
Better decisions are made when everyone participates.
Former El Paso mayor and candidate for County Judge John Cook says Miyagishima has really made a difference.
What Ken has tried to do, and I think he's been very successful at it, is getting input from the community to see how the city can be best run.
The New Mexico Foundation for Open Government recently named the city of Las Cruces the most transparent in the state. Miyagishima says it will continue to thrive.
Statistics change from year to year, and it's hard to know what to make of these rankings. But I'm proud that others are aware of what we're doing as a city.
He says we have a lot to look forward to: new school plans, economic development, businesses, and even a brand new downtown.
That I stand before you today and declare with confidence that the state of our city is strong.
While the mayor is pushing for more solar jobs, the state of New Mexico is not keeping up. The Solar Foundation reports Colorado and Arizona are on the list of states with the most solar jobs growth, but New Mexico is not included. There are around 250,000 solar jobs in the United States. Much of the growth in the industry took place in the states with emerging solar markets, such as Minnesota, Utah, Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and even Georgia. The New Mexico legislature passed a solar energy tax credit to boost the industry, but it was pocket vetoed by Governor Susana Martinez.
Now, a company called Safewise.com has a new list of the safest cities in New Mexico, and Las Cruces is the largest city on that list. Las Cruces is number 7, Corvallis is number 1, and Sunland Park is number 3. Safewise.com reviewed FBI statistics on the number of violent crimes such as aggravated assault, murder, rape, and robbery, and property crimes such as burglary, arson, larceny theft, and motor vehicle theft.
And the Doña Ana County Commission has approved $10.2 million to fix county roads. The project is expected to take place over the next 2 years. County officials say it's a bold stroke for an issue that's not been addressed in 10 years. County Manager Fernando Macias says it's probably the biggest road initiative ever undertaken in the county. He says the county will tap into the cash reserves to pay for the projects over the next 2 years. And a full list of roads to be improved can be found on the county website.
And in other news, it's been a beautiful day.
It sure has.
And forecaster Andres Salcido has a first look at weather.
Bright and sunny indeed. Let's take a look at our current conditions, where today we have partly sunny skies with a temperature of 66 degrees, winds at 14 miles per hour hitting us from the northwest direction, humidity at 16%, dew point at 18 degrees, and our barometer reads at 29.82 inches. Today we hit a high of 70 degrees, right above our average of 57 degrees, and an overnight low of 44 degrees. And back in the year of 1967, we hit an all-time high of 87 degrees. In 1994, we hit an all-time low of 26. We saw no rain today, so our yearly rainfall sits at 0.81 inches. Well, that's all for our current conditions. Back to Selena and address at the desk.
The Doñana County Magistrate Court Judge Samantha Madrid is suing MVD Express. MVD Express is a private company that processes driver's license for the state. It also is a registered agency under the National Voter Registration Act of 1993. Madrid says all she wanted was for a duplicate copy of her driver's license, but claims MVD Express changed her voter registration from Democrat to Independent. That means she was disqualified from the running for re-election in the Democratic primary. She's suing to change back to Democrat so she can run in the primary.
Attorney General Hector Balderas and 19 other attorneys general are opposing President Trump's new proposed health care rule. The proposed rule will allow employers to refuse the right to give health care on the basis of religious, moral, ethical, and other beliefs. Balderas and his coalition believe this is a direct attack to the LGBTQ+ community. And a U.S. Army veteran who served 2 tours in Afghanistan has been deported to Mexico. Despite his service and the PTSD, he says it caused U.S. authorities denied Miguel Perez's citizenship application because of a felony drug conviction. Perez was escorted across the U.S. and into Mexico and handed over to Mexican authorities Friday.
You see those 2 green arrows? That's Mexico. Go ask them for help. Go talk to them. Turned around and walked off.
And left you there by yourself?
Yes. No shoelaces, just my shoes, the shirt, a white t-shirt that was dirty because it's been in property for about 18 months, and some dirty joggers because they also been in property for like 18 months. That was it. And this potato sack with my paper, legal documents and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there like, I had just a little tear, and I didn't know. I'm looking at just the bridge.
The Bataan Memorial Death March brought in more than 330,000 pounds of food donations this past weekend. That's up to 5,000 pounds more than last year. More than 8,500 people from across the globe participated in this year's March Sunday at White Sands Missile Range. The food donated for the event will be donated to Casa de Peregrinos, a food bank that serves Doñana County. Casa de Peregrinos is also getting help from a local restaurant that's feeding more than regular customers.
As News22 Shelby Cap reports, the owner has gone above and beyond with a donation to feed the hungry.
Sunday morning brunch destination is serving up more than enchiladas and tortillas. The Shed in Las Cruces donated $30,000 to Casa de los Peregrinos Food Bank. Owner Gabriel Mendoza says the donation was a way to give back to the community, which has supported him since he opened the Shed 23 years ago.
I saw the need, and that need was big. I don't think any, that seems like the lines are getting a little bit longer, to get a bag of food or a box of food.
The owners here at the Shed do not want the good deed to end there. They are calling on local businesses and people within the community to donate as well. Their goal? To match their original donation price. Mendoza's donation was the largest ever given from any local business. The money will be used for all the different programs, like the Food Rescue Program, the Children's Summer Program, the Homeless Program, and student, rural, and senior pantries.
Oh my goodness, that donation itself will be about 166,000 meals for families here in Doñana County.
This donation will give the volunteers a lot more work packing food boxes to help feed all the hungry people in Doñana County. Shelby Cap, News22.
Stay tuned. Andres Salcido will be back with your national forecast.
But first, Shelby Montgomery shows us what LGBT students on campus are up to. More on that when News22 continues.
At a recent KRWG coffee visit, we talked with KRWG fans about why they value public media.
The fact that you're here in T or C says a lot to me, that you're interested in our community.
KRWG is my major source of information and entertainment.
Please support public radio. If not for yourself, do it for me.
Become a member online at krwg.org or call 1-888-922-5794. Thank you. KRWG's next coffee visit is in Silver City. Join us Thursday morning, April 12th from 9 to 11 at Tranquil Buzz, 112 West Yankee Street, to share your thoughts about public radio, television, and online programming in the region. That's Thursday morning, April 12th from 9 to 11 at Tranquil Buzz in Silver City. We'll see you there.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Wednesday,
where news matters. You think drag shows are all fun and games, dancing, and they are, but there's also an underlying education to it. Singing and dancing to classic hits and strutting through the crowds, the environment the Pride Season drag show created at NMSU was welcoming and fun for all. Creating this environment is a purpose for these shows because it's a chance to raise awareness.
I believe that education starts with being able to see it. When I was in college, we talked a lot about the ADIA effect and, attention, causing interest, and then causing action. And so when people learn about something, they want to get involved.
And I support the LGBTQ+. They're amazing people, fun, energetic, and I just love them all.
These annual drag shows will continue to help create a positive and educational community. And under a new White House policy, transgender people are now largely banned from serving in the military, following the announcement.
News 22's Shelby Montgomery looks into the resources available to LGBT students here at NMSU.
Our main idea is just to get everyone together so that we're here and we have support for each other.
Biano Gonzalez is the president of Ag Gays and the Gender Diverse program at NMSU. But they aren't the only programs offered for students.
Yeah, so we're here to promote the success of all our students, faculty, and staff as it relates to their gender and sexual identities.
The LGBT program at NMSU has about 1,000 students who have signed up to use its resources.
LGBT programs is one program that can always benefit from more and more resources that we get, and a lot of what we do is build resources for our students.
Those resources include gender-inclusive housing, preferred name rule, and gender-neutral restrooms.
I'm happy to get what we need for our students.
While the LGBT programs offer resources for students on campus, they also offer programs for the whole community outside of academics.
We've got 2 national performers. We've got a former New Mexico Pride. We've got a local king who's torn up the stage here several times.
Dancing, singing, and a sense of community is what you'll see at these shows.
It's really a great thing, but it's interesting to see that these parents and these younger people, this is the first LGBT event they maybe have ever gone to, and I get a hug afterwards, and these people thank me, and it's just a matter of not feeling alone.
LGBT programs have events for everyone all year round. Shelby Montgomery, News 22.
Zoe is currently working to get LGBT options on admission paperwork to make it easier to reach out to these students. And a Las Cruces woman is being recognized with the first ever advocacy award from organizers of National March. Dolores Gallegos is an advocate for women with endometriosis. She has the disorder and raises awareness in the annual march. Endometriosis is a disease of the uterus, causing intense pain, infertility, and a number of other problems. Gallegos was honored as Endo Activist of the Year for contributions to the global endometriosis community.
Now, birth control pills aren't a revolutionary concept unless we're talking about a pill for men.
News 22's Zach Covert has more.
Researchers have spent decades trying to develop a birth control pill for men, and according to a new study, they may finally be making headway. The results were presented at a recent Endocrine Society meeting. They indicate that the proposed pill will reduce hormone levels responsible for sperm production, including testosterone, without any major side effects. Participants were randomly assigned to one of 4 groups. One group received a placebo, and the other 3 received varying dosage of medication. After 28 days, testosterone levels in all 3 groups taking the medication were comparable to levels seen after castration. The group getting the highest dose also had a significant reduction in 2 hormones that regulate testosterone and sperm production. 9 participants reported decreased libido. The main purpose of the study was to find an effective dosage. More research needs to be done before any pill could go into production. The study's sample size is too small to definitively evaluate potential side effects for the general population, and the duration was too short to evaluate the potential for liver damage. I'm Zach Covert with today's Health Minute.
Now, I know there's some heavy rains in central Texas, but I don't think we're going to get any of that moisture.
Hopefully we won't get it here because I feel like the weather has been kind of iffy lately.
It's beautiful. It's spring.
Andres, go ahead and tell us a little bit more.
All right, Selena, let's take a look at some national weather. Starting off in El Paso, where they are at 71 degrees, and in Phoenix already hitting 80 degrees, and down to the west coast, Los Angeles and San Francisco looking bright and sunny with warm weathers, as opposed to up north where Minot's at 27 degrees. And taking a look at our next map, we are going to focus on what the anchors covered about south central Texas and even Louisiana, where they are in flash flood advisory. Folks in the area or around their area, be expecting some road closures, travel delays, and severe storms along south of I-20. Well, that's all I have for our national weather. Stay tuned for local temperatures right after the break.
Here and now, NPR News middays, weekday afternoons from noon to 2 on 90.7 FM and streaming live on KRWG.org.
Next on Soundbreaking.
It's the birth of a new art form.
Multi-tracking redefines music. The studio becomes an instrument.
There was a whole other place where you could take rock and roll.
Friday at 9 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Next time on A Chef's Life.
These pears are better than they look.
They are.
Spray, man. What are you doing? Spray them.
That's not something you see every day. I gave it everything that I had. To have it here is really powerful.
Oh, that's great.
That's bigger than life. I hope this is not a bad idea. Very expensive, bad idea.
Saturday morning at 10 on KRWG-TV.
Welcome back, you guys. I'm Andres Salcedo. Let's take a look at some local temperatures. Starting at Farmington, where they're at 56 degrees, Gallup at 54, Santa Fe down 48 degrees, Albuquerque up at 58 degrees, Clovis at 59 degrees, Coral up at 63 degrees, Ruidoso at 51 degrees, Roswell up at 65 degrees, Las Cruces at 66, and Deming 65. For tomorrow, Farmington should be looking at highs of 59 degrees, Santa Fe 56 degrees, Gallup at 60 degrees, Albuquerque at 64 degrees, Clovis at 63, and Socorro at 68 degrees. Ruidoso should be looking down to 59 degrees, Roswell all the way up to 72 degrees, Las Cruces at 74 degrees, and Deming at 74 degrees as well. Taking a look at our neighboring cities, Alamogordo should be looking at mostly clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 43 degrees. Tomorrow a high of 70 degrees. Truth or Consequences should be looking at an overnight low of 45 degrees. And tomorrow should be sunny skies with a high of 74 degrees. Up in the mountains in Silver City, they should be looking at overnight low of 36 degrees, and tomorrow a high of 68 degrees. And here in Las Cruces, we should be looking at overnight low of 44 degrees, and tomorrow we should be expecting a high of 74 degrees. Well, that's all I have for our local temperatures. Stay tuned for a 5-day forecast. Back to Selena and Andres at the desk.
Now, a hot air balloon ride didn't go too hot over in Arizona.
That's the first story in tonight's Southwest Minute.
A morning hot air balloon ride Wednesday in Phoenix took a turn for the worst. With several passengers on board, the balloon went down in a desert area north of the city and caught fire. Everyone escaped without injury. Authorities don't know what caused the crash. Authorities say someone intentionally started a 2.5-acre fire at Joshua Tree National Park in Southern California Monday night. These dramatic photos show palm trees and other vegetation on fire. Investigators say it was arson. Park officials are assessing the damage. Storms caused widespread flooding in the San Antonio area early Wednesday. The storms prompted a flash flood warning. Meteorologists warned isolated heavy showers and thunderstorms could continue for the rest of the day. I'm Nicole Verrett with the Southwest Minute.
Okay, I know I'm excited. It's opening day tomorrow, so it's time to play some ball.
That sounds about right. Dave, tell us more.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, find out how softball fared with their I-10 rivals in a midweek doubleheader. Get comfortable, sit back, and relax because News 22 Sports is next.
A year is a long time to wait before we meet again. When I come back to them, I may be fonder and prouder than ever of my little women.
For small children is a recipe for heartache, headache, and indigestion. Hurry!
Castles in the air meet keys, and sometimes I dare to think this is mine. It's beautiful, Joe.
No one can say I don't have accomplished daughters.
Sunday at 9:30 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Next time on Antiques Roadshow, a mid-century model settee is too comfortable to resist.
The design of the sofa was actually intentionally casual. Many times, chairs were designed to sit straight up, but he actually designed this with these arms and this back so that it would be a little bit more casual and put a leg over the side.
Find out more next time on Antiques Roadshow from Portland, Oregon.
Monday at 7 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. Dave Guest here to bring you the best in sports news. Chris Jans is looking to build a team that will represent his philosophy of basketball. In his final press conference of the season, he answered some burning questions and gave insight on his desired accomplishments for year 2.
I'm not in that camp. Okay, I want this many high school kids and this many transfers, or I want one grad transfer. I don't care. You know, I want to find the players that we feel we need to move the program forward. As I look back and watch the game film, I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've looked at it here and there, and you know, we didn't play great. You know, we didn't play awful, but we didn't play great. We played probably like a C+, you know, and I thought Clemson played A-, B+, and you know, if that would have switched, you know, we played A-, B+, and they play, you know, C+, then we win. But it didn't happen. We didn't play well enough to win the game and advance, and I felt like, you know, we were in a good position, we were playing well, and for whatever reason, we just didn't. I want to win every game. I mean, that's the goal. I mean, you talk to our players. I mean, I told them that time and time again in October that my goal is to win every game we play. We love it here, and you know, we have every intention of being here for a long time. You know, we bought a home right away.
The Aggies softball team is celebrating a sweep of the Miners yesterday in their doubleheader. Rachel Rodriguez had a great first game with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Kayla Green pitched 6 innings, striking out 4 Miner batters. The Aggies finished with an 8-6 victory over the Miners. In the second game, Kelsey Horton brought in Nicole Spikestra and Farron Glacken for Horton's 11th home run of her junior campaign in the 3rd inning. Victoria Castro widened the wound, bringing in Nikki Butler with the 2nd homer of the inning, putting the Aggies up 5. The Aggies finished the second game 8-0. There's a new face atop the leaderboard of the 400-meter time for women's NCAA outdoor track. Katara Nelson was named Western Athletic Conference Track Athlete of the Week after shattering New Mexico State program 400-meter record at the Willie Williams Classic. With a time of 52.4 seconds, that's the best in the country among college athletes. The 2018 Major League Baseball season is set to begin tomorrow. The slate features the earliest opening day in history. The early start has been set to create 3 to 4 more additional days off throughout the season. All 30 teams will open on the same day for the first time since 1968. A full day of baseball for fans nationwide. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Andres will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast. But first, Apple is looking to release another new product. Find out what the tech giants have up their sleeves when News 22 returns.
Next time on Antiques Roadshow, this is Betty. Betty loves this cabinet on stand. Find out if the love lasts next time on Antiques Roadshow from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Monday at 8 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Shaheen Najafi is one of Iran's biggest pop stars, but lives in exile. After Islamic clerics condemn him, Shaheen must choose between his music or his life. When God sleeps.
Monday at 9 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Welcome back, and let's go ahead and take a look at our top stories. I gave us details on the latest State of the City address. Mayor Ken Miyagishima gave his annual address today at downtown in City Hall. Shelby Cap showed us a local restaurant with a gift for giving. Popular brunch restaurant The Shed has donated money to Casa de Peregrinos over the years. And Shelby Montgomery gave us an inside look at what NMSU's LGBT programs are up to. Currently on the horizon, LGBT is looking at options for school admissions on paperwork.
Now the tech giant Apple is reaching out to students with its new low-cost iPad designed with classrooms in mind. The device was unveiled in a special event yesterday at Chicago's Lane Tech College Prep High School. It will cost $299 for schools and $329 for consumers. Other iPads can cost hundreds of dollars more. Pre-orders already live now on Apple. Technology is just getting way too out of hand. I just don't know how.
That is right, and speaking of technology, I just downloaded a new weather app, which is super awesome. So go ahead and tell me a little bit more about that.
How's Easter weekend looking?
Well, these next 5 days should be looking bright and sunny as we hit our 80s by Friday, which is going to be carrying out past Easter Sunday and entering our work week.
And you can catch all today's aired stories and our past newscasts on our YouTube page at youtube.com/KRWG-News22.
And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat for show updates and the latest on what the News 22 team is up to. And that's all for News 22 Wednesday. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. I'm Andres Valle.
I'm Selena Madrid.
And I'm Andres Salcedo.
Have a good night.
Good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a este breve informativo de Noticias 22. Con ustedes, Jazmín Anaya. La policía arrestó a un hombre sospechoso de asaltar a una mujer de 60 años. Richard Gerald Kimball, tercero de 19 años de edad, enfrenta un cargo por robo. El delito ocurrió el lunes alrededor de las 7 de la tarde a las afueras de la tienda Walgreens, localizada en el número 1256 de la calle El Paseo. Según los testigos, Kimball arrebató con fuerza la bolsa de la mujer y después se dio a la fuga en un automóvil Mitsubishi Eclipse de color gris. Durante la investigación, los oficiales averiguaron que una joven de 15 años, amiga de Kimball, conducía el vehículo en el momento del robo. Kimball se encuentra arrestado sin derecho a fianza en el centro de detención del condado de Doña Ana. La policía continúa con la investigación ya que la joven también podría enfrentar cargos. El fundador del grupo NXIVM, una supuesta organización de autoayuda, enfrenta cargos por tráfico de personas y trabajo forzado. Kenneth Rainier, de 57 años, es acusado por crear una sociedad secreta en la cual marcaba a mujeres con sus iniciales para después obligarlas a mantener relaciones sexuales con él. El domingo, Rainier fue encontrado en una villa de lujo a las afueras de Puerto Vallarta, México. Después de ser detenido, fue deportado a los Estados Unidos. Si es encontrado culpable, podría obtener una cadena de 15 años en prisión o cadena perpetua. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos. Para Noticias 22, Jazmín Anaya.
Local support for a portion of today's programming is provided by Wells Fargo. Our support of Aggie students goes beyond just banking. By supporting News 22, we're giving back to the community. Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far.